Jesse and Tiffany Free.
You want that side? Okay. It's long. Just kidding. Good evening. I had the humbling experience of addressing you tonight as a guest of the house, and I have an even greater responsibility of representing the hundreds of families who have walked through the doors of that house. Each family has their own story of life and death and tragedy and joy. These stories, you can find them in the restaurants, the McDonald's restaurants, and leaflets and posters. Tonight, I'll briefly tell you about our story. It began with Landon 2 years ago. You can see him on our pictures in a few minutes if you like. The trauma is difficult to articulate and a bit painful a bit painful to hear. So I won't tell you about experiences that are going to be difficult to relate to, or give you a detailed narrative of my family's life in hospital. Instead, I'm going to bring you on a journey of hope from a family's perspective and what this house means. And it's a community that fights fear. It started for us with Landon. We had just delivered Landon, and we just got home about a day after. We're about to go for sushi because she's been craving sushi for the entire pregnancy. Okay? We're just going out the door, and we get a phone call from the neonatal intensive care unit. It said, "Mrs. Free, I'm afraid you're going to have to come home. Come back to the hospital. Your son has crashed, and we're doing compressions on him." My heart sank, just as it does right now, telling you that. I knew exactly at that moment that life wasn't going to be normal for us anymore. And I knew I'm going to have to deal with her cravings a little longer. The fear of losing a child became real for us. And in that moment, nothing else mattered. Our life became the size of an incubator. So that raw emotion that you feel right now in this room, that vulnerability and that fear, that's what walks through those doors at that house every day. Someone told me once that fear was just false evidence appearing real. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. Mothers, you understand fear. You hear a thud in the next room, and you wait. You see if there's going to be any crying, right? Dads, Mom pulls up, you forgot to do the dishes. All right? Tell me fear's not real. We don't ask for fear as parents, but we have to act as a shield from our children's fears. Be that the monsters outside, or the dark basement, or Mom's horrible reality TV shows. We need to be at full strength all the time. We need to be their champions in the face of their fears. Well, we can only take a beating for so long. And even their heroes, because that's what we are to them, fall to our knees. The people of this house helped us to our feet when we just couldn't stand anymore. Chef Sean, you fueled our spirits through your excellent food. Families gather around tables in that house enjoying your food, and you are an essential part of that healing, because we enjoy that food as a community. I want you to know that. Many families we met during our 271 days at that house, we remain in contact with today. You see, bonds are formed during adversity. And these bonds were created and strengthened through the community that's facilitated in the comfort and dignity of this house. You are part of this house. I have a memory I want to share with you. It was Christmas Eve and all through the house. I was pacing into the community kitchen, like I do, And I could hear laughter and pots and pans crashing around. And I found a young couple that we've often sat and shared emotions with. They were being treated to a Christmas dinner, being prepared by their own family in the house, keeping families close. I tell you, fear was defeated that night. And Tiffany and I are not extraordinary people. Well, maybe she is, I'm not. We're strong because we had to be. We cried when we needed to be. We fight for our children. We have to. And I do the dishes when I'm forced to. The survival of our son was directly linked to our ability to fight fear. Our endurance was possible because of the support of this house. The support of our family, and by extension this house, means you. Our son is alive because you gave my wife, who remained at his bedside, there it is, for over 300 days. You gave her the strength to be his champion, my own hero. So in turn, through your support, you became our champions, our heroes, and heroes to those hundreds of other families who stayed in that house, who I have the privilege to represent and speak for tonight. You gave us hope and comfort. You allow us to direct energy and strength where it needs to be with our children, helping to add some kind of normalcy into their lives during an otherwise unbearable and terrifying and turbulent time. Ronald McDonald House and the family supporting this wonderful organization rallied together to look after my family. I'm the dad, that's my job. I can't do that on my own. You allowed Tiffany to remain with Landon. Charity, benevolence, compassion, these qualities represent Ronald McDonald House. And those are qualities that RMH commits, while unintentionally fostering a community battling diversity and suffering for the sake of our children. So on behalf of the countless other families whose names I can never get through in an evening, I offer you our sincerest and most heartfelt thanks. You gave us the strength to toss aside our own fear, so that we could stare down and conquer our children's fears, so that we could remain a hero in their eyes. Consequently, I may call upon you to help us fight bedtime, because I'm pretty sure we're losing. So, thank you, Catherine, for allowing me an opportunity to come out here and talk. I'm humbled beyond words, and congratulate you for such a well-turned-out event. So, thank you for your support. There's no words that I can use to measure my thank you. And I know that the other families can relate to that. So, thank you very much.
Little gift, and we do know their kids well, and these are their favorite toys for sure, and a little something for you guys.